Governor Whitmer announced last night that beginning Monday, all schools across the state will be closed.
Decision to close down the school district.
Closure, as we mentioned, of all schools.
I am ordering the closure of all K-12 school buildings in Michigan for 3 weeks.
My name is Lisa Foy, and I teach 5th grade.
I am Mrs. Meyer, and I teach IB Math SL.
I'm Jennifer Hopkins. I teach 2nd grade.
My name is Kelsey, and I'm in 8th grade, and I go to Harbor Lights.
My name is Charlotte. My grade is 5th grade, and I go to Wakazu Elementary School.
I'm Lydia. I'm a senior at West Ottawa High School.
On March 13th, I was shocked. I was surprised. We were supposed to have parent-teacher conferences right before that, and I remember being totally shocked that those were canceled.
It's interesting because that particular week we started hearing about all the states shutting down and school districts across the United States shutting down. So I remember Thursday after school, that was on the 12th, I was in a couple other teachers' classrooms and we were all kind of talking about it, like, gosh, what do you think the chances are that it's going to happen in Michigan? What are the chances it's going to happen here?
I was pretty excited because 2 weeks off of school, I was stressed on my classes, thought it would be a nice break.
I thought it would probably end soon, and I was just like, okay, I'll come back in a couple weeks. But yes, I have a longer break.
I didn't really take it that seriously. I mean, like, all of our teachers just told us, like, it's gonna be fine.
I was really sad. I wanted to be able to finish out the school year and thought initially that we would just have those 14 days off, and after spring break we'd be able to go back.
If you would have asked me on March 12th, we were going to be off for a month and then we would all be back. It was going to slow the spread and we would all be able to come back in April. So that was totally the thought process. So no, in my weirdest reality, I never pictured that we would still be doing COVID right now.
I sent all my students home with like my books off my classroom shelves. I was like, take books to read. We'll see you back. When we sat in a circle that day and processed everything, I told them we would see each other again. I totally thought we'd be back.
At first it was like fun to stay home, but then it got really boring and like wanting to like go see my friends. I felt pretty like lonely. I was sad. I didn't want to do a whole lot. I was just kind of like, I don't know, I was ready to see people and go back.
Yes, I was sad because then I couldn't see my friends really that went to school with me. But I was also happy because sometimes it was better like to focus.
My favorite part was that I felt like I didn't have any responsibilities, which felt good because during school I had a lot of responsibilities that I had to do, but during quarantine I just didn't really have to worry about a lot.
So when we went remote, the advantage was I already do a flipped class structure in my classes. So the advantage was my students were already pretty used to watching videos for instruction. But then it just became me hosting Google Meets from home and answering questions and kind of doing the in-class stuff and question and answer via Google Meet.
I have definitely gotten a lot better at technology. So as a 5th grade teacher, I had already kind of been preparing or trying to update my technology skills because I knew I sent them on to middle school where I knew they used Chromebooks more. But I never imagined that it would be my one avenue in which to teach.
Well, of course, I miss seeing those kids every day, and being able to teach them face to face. I did the best that I could. I met with them virtually doing Google Meets, and I would have an open hour where the students could log in and check in with me or talk to their classmates. And the district did a great job of providing materials for the students to do. It just wasn't the same.
I had 25 students last year, and 24 of them were regularly involved. Now, not all 24 did all of the work all the time, but they showed up to meets and they were staying connected with me and they did some of it.
Before spring break and before they announced that it was going to just be a value added model, at that point we still thought it was just going to be a really temporary thing and students it was like a required participation thing. At that point I had really good participation rates. I had a geometry class and my IB class. My geometry class I was looking at about 75 to 80% participation before spring break. In my IB class, I had 90% participation rate. But then as soon as we switched over to that value added model, my participation rates dropped drastically.
The homework sometimes took me a while because I was always distracted, so sometimes it took me more time than it would in school.
It was hard to find motivation to do the assignments online. I think I was kind of over all of it and I didn't really want to do a lot of it.
I did find it hard to keep up with my classes all online, and I didn't do a very good job.
Having students no longer log in, that started to get really frustrating because we were worried about the student. How are they doing at home? What is your mental state right now? Understanding that academics don't come first and your mental and emotional well-being came first, but some people just weren't even responding to emails or phone calls. So it caused a different type of a worry as a teacher, knowing that we weren't able to get those responses from students.
I'm just really excited to be back in the classroom teaching, being around other staff members and working with my students.
I'm sanitizing their desks every day at lunch and cleaning every surface. If they come and meet me with me at a table, I have to clean the whole area, when they leave. So just so many things that I never imagined I would be doing as a teacher. So definitely a new experience. However, I am so happy to be face-to-face with them. I'm so glad that we're 5 days a week face-to-face.
I was pretty sad at first. I was disappointed because I had seen all the seniors doing these fun things and I was excited to do that when I was a senior. But at this point I've kind of just accepted that it's okay, it happens, so.
The biggest takeaway for me was just reprioritizing the stuff that's important in life. So putting my family first. So for me personally, it was really awesome to be able to completely clear our calendars. There were things that my family missed out on. There were incredible, my kids missed their sports seasons, so those got canceled. And that was tragic and heartbreaking. But even though we lost all of those things, we still had our family and we still found ways to be thankful and joyful.
We've been able to do the unimaginable, right? So I feel really proud of all of us.
I think the biggest takeaway that I've learned is that we're resilient. No matter what challenges we face, we'll find a way to learn. And if we stay positive, we'll get the most out of this situation.